They don't win. They don't never
I
win.
think
So
Uzi
it's what it
wants
is.
to debate me right now on Cornelius.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
14, you got 14 minutes.
Bring it out.
Hey,
I
hey,
give y'all the flow for four until three
It's your
until
argument.
kind of peace and blessings to the panel. The brother Dwayne,
10
man.
minutes.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
5 minutes apiece.
Yep.
Peace and blessings to the panel, man. To the brother Dwayne. The brother
Grace
go
and
hard for
peace.
what he believe in, man. See the brother up here every day. Um, I got a couple minutes. Today is, Sunday, my family day. But we can, I mean, if he want to do a formal debate, I just got a couple questions and I got a precept to
No, just
prove.
have a 5 minute each dialogue real quick.
Yeah, just make
Bring
your
forth,
case.
make your case, bring forth your strong reasoning, and then then Dave gonna go.
All praises. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to the book of Acts. And am I allowed to ask questions or I just got to?
However your 5 minutes is, you got 5 minutes.
Okay. So, Dave, what persuades you to believe that Cornelius is not an Israelite?
Well, let's see. He's living in the land of Israel, but he's of the an Italian or of the Italian band. It specifically calls him devout and a God-fear, which, if he's living in the land of Israel, I would wonder then your basis for saying that Peter could not go to him. It says he's a Gentile. It says he is a foreigner, using the Greek word alophilos. The Greek word alophilos is a hapax which only appears one time, means it only appears one time in the New Testament. However, it's used commonly in the Septuagint. It's used commonly in Josephus, Philo, and yet we don't ever seem to find that it's ever used for another Israelite. It's consistently used for non-Israelites. In fact, 98% of the time, it's used for Philistines. But in Isaiah 61:5, as an example in the Septuagint, where it appears, it says the aliens will build your gates. That's who the Alophilos is, foreigners of other nations. And so we
Oh,
know from all that he's a foreigner of another nation. Again, it's not a term that's
Hold on,
used for,
Dave, take
yeah,
about 30 seconds to answer so you won't eat his time up.
I'm done.
no, praises. Thank you, brother. So you said that he was called devout. Where in the scriptures can we see any other Gentile, ethnic Gentile, being labeled as devout?
Well, given that he's the only person in the entire book of Acts that term is used for, we don't find it used for anyone else. And so we can't um, do that.
So, so I want to point out the fact that Dave just lied.
No, I didn't. And you're about to lie.
Can
Go ahead.
can I?
Yeah, go
I'm about
ahead.
to lie.
No, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So I'm gonna read the book of Acts, chapter 22 and verse 12, where it calls Ananias the devout. It says, "And one Ananias, a devout man." Do you agree that you just lied?
No, you just lied because you don't know your Bible. There's two different words that are used in the book of Acts that the King James version renders as devout: eusebase and ulabase. You've just conflated the two. They're different words.
Actually, I'm reading the ESV.
Oh,
But
ESV even. It is a different word. It is not the word used in Greek of Cornelius. So no, I did not lie. You did.
Got him.
so it doesn't say he's devout, Ananias.
In English,
In
it
Acts
does. In
20,
Greek, it is a different word.
can you prove that?
Yes, eusebase and ulabase. It's also the distinction for when we find devout in Acts chapter 2. It uses the same word as in Acts chapter 22, but when you look in Acts chapter 10, it's a different word.
Okay, okay. So now I want to deal with Acts 10 and let me see, 10. The Most High is friends. Acts 10 and 15. It says, "And a voice came to him again a second time. What God has made clean, do not call common." This happened three times, and the thing was taken up at once to heaven. Now, while Peter, so going back to, no, that's verse 13, where it says, um, where the Most High says, "Call not thou common or unclean what I have cleansed." Where can we see the Most High cleansing any other nation outside of the Israelites?
So Ephesians chapter 3, verse 8, citing the promise of Genesis chapter 12:3 and 22:18. that the Gentiles would be justified by faith. In Genesis 12:3, it specifically refers to all the families of the earth, and in 22:18, in your seed, all the nations of the earth, but all your families of the earth extends beyond Israel. Paul interprets that in Galatians 3:8 as their justification, which would be their being cleansed. That prophecy is also cited by Peter in Acts chapter 3, verses 25. And in 26, it says, for you first, God raised up his servant Jesus. And so if it's for Israel first, and we know he's addressing Israel because in chapter 3, verse 12, he begins his address, men of Israel. So that's who he's addressing. He's for Israel first, so he is for everyone else after.
So I'll point
38
out
seconds.
the fact that you did not show me any Gentile nation being cleansed. So what I'll do is I'll show you a prophecy of the Israelites actually being cleansed.
You got
This is the book
28
of
seconds.
Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 23. They shall not defile themselves any more with their idols and their detestable things, or with any of their transgressions, but I will save them from all the backslidings in which they have sinned, and will cleanse them. See, we see here in the book of Ezekiel, the Most High saying that he will cleanse the children of Israel, which is what's going on in Acts 10. So it's
That's
not referring to any other Gentile nation being cleansed. We see is that this is the children of Israel.
Time.
okay. So my response to that, since we're doing question and answer here, is
Time.
that is what? I don't get to go?
Yeah, you're on the clock. 5 minutes.
Okay, great. My response to that is you're begging the question. You're assuming the very thing you need to prove. You're making a circular argument. Just because you can show Israel being clean, we can show everyone else being clean too, which what I just cited, showing their justification. And so as a result, there's no basis in saying that it is only for Israel. Simply showing a prophecy that is for Israel doesn't make it exclusive to them. Now, my question for you, can you show me where Israelites are called the Laphalos?
No, I can't. But touching on Ephesians 2, I don't believe that there's ethnic Gentiles. I believe that they are Israelites. I don't believe Paul went to anybody outside the children of Israel. Um, Throughout all
And
the churches, I believe they are Israelites, as he calls them brethren.
okay, so
And we
so
can,
you don't have so Cornelius is called a foreigner in Elophalos, and you can't show me any place where an Israelite is called an Elophalos. I just want to make that clear. So
well,
that
that
being,
was never my argument, though.
well,
I never
that's
went into
my
that word
argument.
That's his
halakha.
argument. What
That's
you
my
talking about?
argument. So given that Cornelius is living in the land of Israel and is a devout man, upon what basis is he called a Gentile?
On what basis is he called a Gentile?
Yeah, why is he called a Gentile?
I would say that he was a part of the northern kingdom.
Okay, so where is Anna, the tribe of Asher, in Luke chapter 2, 36 to 38, called the Gentile?
Where's who?
Anna of the tribe of Asher in Luke chapter 2, verses 36 through 38, called a Gentile. And why did nobody need a vision to go and talk with her as people were doing as she was in the temple?
You said Luke chapter 2. Can you read that?
36 through 38. I'm just pacing through my house right now. I don't have the Bible in front of me.
2 through what?
36 through 38.
3 minutes.
All right. I'm going to read it real quick.
Please.
And there was one, Anna, a prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher. She was of a great age and had lived with a husband 7 years from her virginity. And she was a widow of about 84 years, which departed not from the temple, but served God with fastings and prayers night and day. And she, coming in that instant, gave thanks likewise unto the Lord, and spake of him to all them that looked for redemption in Jerusalem.
So did anyone need a vision to go to her, or was everyone speaking with her just fine?
I mean, no, I believe exactly what the text says.
Okay, great. So in Second Chronicles chapter 30, when Hezekiah invites the remnant of the northern kingdom to come to the southern kingdom and celebrate Passover, was there any need for a vision, or were they called Gentiles at any point in that chapter?
You said when Hezekiah did what?
Invited the remnant of the northern kingdom after the Assyrian exile to come and join with them and celebrate Passover. Second Chronicles chapter 30. Is there any vision that is required for Hezekiah in order to do that, or are they ever called Gentiles when he does that?
No, I mean, it's a commandment for all of the tribes of Israel to celebrate Passover.
But this was after they were divided in the Assyrian exile. It already occurred in the northern kingdom was divorced.
But this is not when the Most High cast them off. He cast them off in Hosea.
When do you think
What?
Second Chronicles chapter 30 happened? That was after those
What?
events.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Okay.
you said First Chronicles.
Second Chronicles chapter 30, during the reign of Hezekiah.
Mm.
They were already cast off. They were in the Assyrian exile, and the remnant of the northern kingdom, the few that had remained, were invited to come and celebrate Passover.
Okay.
So were they ever called Gentiles, or was a vision required for them to be able to do that?
Well, would they need a vision?
Well, Peter needed a vision to go to Cornelius.
Agreed.
So why didn't Hezekiah need a vision?
Why didn't he need a vision?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why he would. I don't know.
Okay, great. In Acts chapter 13, verse 16,
30 seconds.
it speaks of the sons of Israel, the children of the sons of Israel, and the God-fearers. In verse 26, it speaks of the children of Abraham and the God-fearers. Given that the God-fearers, which is a term used for foreigners who would serve some of the laws, like the Noahide laws, on what basis do you say that God-fearers would only be Israelites?
You kind of spoke kind of fast on that. I know your time is short. But
All right.
can he ask me that again?
Yeah, go ahead. Ask that last
Sure.
question.
In Acts chapter 13, verse 16, it speaks of Israel and the God-fearers being in the synagogue. And then in verse 26, it speaks of the children of Abraham and the God-fearers, distinguishing the Israelites from those who are God-fearers, using a Greek word that was common in that day to refer to those who were non-Israelites but followed the Noahide laws. So on what basis are God-fearers Israelites? And if they're not, how is it Paul is preaching to them?
Is this not the same people that Paul called Greeks?
No, in the context, it says they're in the synagogue. It says that
Mm-hmm.
it speaks of Israel and the God-fearers. It speaks of the sons of Abraham or the children of Abraham and the God-fearers.
I don't know, bro. I will have to read that, but I don't see in the scriptures any nation outside the children of Israel in the synagogues.
Well, that was very common in those days for other people to be in synagogues. This is just history. Just like
I
they
got
could
you.
be in the temple in the court of the Gentiles. It's just history.
I got you.
All
All right.
right, guys. It's been great.